Hello? 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 Do you hear me now? Hello? Do you hear me now? Hello? Hey, hello? Okay, so in this session, we will be trying to find the best captures possible in the positions that we have. And to do so, we're going to try to see and think ahead of what can our opponent play when we make our choice. For example, here we have two captures. We can capture the knight that's on d6 with our queen. We can also capture the bishop that's on h4 with our queen. So now we have to make a decision. So we have to think ahead to make this decision and see one by one, what's the difference between capturing on h4 and capturing on d6. Now let's see. The only threat that I can see in this position that we should be careful about, we should be always looking out for, is the back rank checkmate. So let's see. What will happen if I capture the bishop that's on h4? The white queen will be able to checkmate, right? So then I know that I shouldn't capture the bishop that's on h4. Going back, then if I don't capture the bishop on h4, isn't it the same if I capture the knight that's on d6? Now, if I capture the knight that's on d6, it is the same. I'm leaving the back rank, but I still keep an eye on the back rank. It means that if white checks from e8, then I can still block the check with my queen from f8. And so the capture on d6 will be definitely the better capture than the capture on h4. And here we just want that extra piece, and we can continue this game without being checkmated. So this is how we're going to try in each position to think ahead. Now, to do this streaming, I'm using the chesswithknarek.com website. It's a website where you can solve different puzzles with different difficulties. And let's see the website a bit. So in the puzzles, we can see puzzles of different difficulty levels. And once we try to solve a puzzle, let's say I solve this one, and I don't understand why I solved it wrong, I can play the explanation here and hear the explanation and know what did I do wrong? Why is rook f8 the correct answer, not rook g8? So this is the puzzle part. There's also a puzzle rush where you can try to do many puzzles after each other and try to break the record in 3 minutes, how many puzzles you can solve. Then we have some lessons that are written by our teachers, the lessons. So also we have some practice exercises, which are very important. We have some beginner exercises, we have some advanced exercises, and they are sorted out by topic. Let's say if I want to do some exercises on pawn endgames, I can click on pawn endgames and choose many positions that I can try. For example, I want to try this pawn endgame, and I want to try to solve here. It says, it gives an explanation here and what you should be doing, if you should win this or if you should try to draw it with a white or with black. And you just try it out playing against our computer engine, who's Sasta the Penguin. Now, in case you don't know what you're doing wrong and you get your answer wrong, there's a video in almost all of the exercises that you can watch. There are YouTube videos that explain each exercise and the correct answers. And other than that, we have the play. Of course, in the play, we can play against Sasta, our computer, with different difficulty levels. If you want, you can play the beginner level. If you want, you can play the intermediate or the master level. And of course, you can choose the white or black color and play with Sasta. And also in play, we have tournaments. The tournaments for now, we are holding them during our group classes. After each group class, we do a tournament with everyone who's attending. And let's talk about the group classes and classes in general. And you can find them in the schedule. Now, in schedule, we can see many classes that are here already booked and scheduled. For example, tomorrow at 7 o'clock, International Master Nemanja is going to be holding a group webinar. And you can just join the webinar on the timing that is set just by going online on our website. If you just sign up and sign in on the time of the webinar, you will get a notification that the webinar has started and you can just join the webinar. And at the end of the webinar, we also played a tournament with everyone who is attending. In addition to the group webinars, you can also book a private lesson. You can book a free private lesson every week if you have a free account. You can book more than one private lesson if you have a premium account on this website. Also, we can watch the games that are being played if during the tournament people are playing against each other, or when people are online and they're playing, we can just watch their games from the watch. Now, let's go back to our lesson. And so we were trying to do a lesson where we are trying to pick the best captures based on thinking ahead and trying to expect what our opponent is trying to, is threatening. Okay, let's see here. Again, we have the white pieces, and we need to choose between the different captures that are here in this position. We have here, with the white pieces, a capture with our queen. We can capture the knight on a4, and we have another capture. We can capture the bishop that's on c7. Now, maybe as a fast reflex, let's see, we might think that capturing the knight will be good because it looks like our queen will be captured if we capture the bishop on c7. But we have to know that it's just the same. Capturing the knight is going to give us 3 points, right? And capturing the bishop is going to give us 3 points as well, because we're attacking that bishop with 2 pieces, with our queen and with our rook. Now, while that bishop is just defended with 1 piece only, it means that if we capture that bishop, the queen captures back, and we can capture back with our rook, and we are still winning 3 extra points, just like when we're capturing the knight that's on a4. Now, let's see. Which capture should I do? If anyways, I'm getting 3 points. If I'm getting 3 points by capturing the knight, if I'm getting 3 points by capturing the bishop with my queen, then which one should I capture? I should see what is my opponent threatening and what will happen after each capture. Let's say, if I capture the knight that's on a4, can my opponent do anything that is dangerous? Now, this is something that we should look out for when we have our opponent's pieces in a battery. For example, here we have a bishop and a queen on the same diagonal, and they're both attacking our king, our castled king. So we have to be careful about that here. If we just capture the knight that's on a4, the queen is simply going to capture h2, and we will be checkmated. So we don't want that to happen. We need to go back. And now then, it's clear for us, if anyways I'm getting 3 points by capturing both pieces, then I don't want to capture the knight that's on a4. I want to capture the bishop that's on c7 to stop our opponent's threat, our opponent's checkmating threat. Now, in case our opponent wants to trade queens, they can trade queens. It's fine. We still got that extra piece that we captured. We got 3 extra points, and our rook is on the 7th rank. We have a very good position here. So let's try another position. In this position, we have the white pieces. We need to, again, decide which capture to do with the white pieces. Let's think and decide again. First, we need to see what are the different choices we have in each position. Here, in this position, we have a capture with our queen. We have the same capture with the pawn. And we have another capture. We should always make sure that we are looking at all the chessboard. Even if there are pieces in the corner of the chessboard, we should make sure that we see them. We don't just focus on what's right in front of us. So here there is another capture with our queen. That's the rook that's on a8. Now, so we need to decide, are we capturing the rook that's on a8, or are we capturing the rook that's on e5 with my queen or with my pawn? Now, let's see. Let's think about it a bit and see. Now, most of the time when I ask this question to my students, in a very fast way, they say that they want to capture the rook that's right in front of them. But we need to think a bit. There are some advantages of capturing the rook that's on a1. And the advantage is that we're capturing there with a check. It means that we already captured the rook. We got 5 points. Our opponent must escape from the check. And when they escape from the check, now we will have enough time to capture the second rook as well. We will be gaining 10 points. We have now the turn, and we are able to capture the second rook here. Now, but we still need to think here, okay, we shouldn't hurry and just do a fast capture, because here again, we have an option. Should we capture with our rook, or should we capture with our pawn? Now, we should be again careful of what my opponent can do. Here, if I capture with my rook, one more time, we are leaving the back rank unsafe. If we just capture with the rook, our opponent can check from the back rank. It's true that we can go back, but that doesn't really count as blocking because our rook is not defended. Our opponent can just capture, and that's going to be checkmate. So going back, here we have the opportunity to capture the rook that's on e5. I'm going to capture it with my pawn, and I don't want to leave the back rank. I want to keep it protected with my rook, and I want to capture it with my pawn. So when we started, let's go back. When we started by capturing the a8 rook, we captured a rook. And then because there was a check, we were able to capture a second rook, which is 10 points, 5 and 5, that's 10 points. Now, what if we just capture the rook that's on e5? You might say that that's also with a check. It means that it should also be good. Let's see. But when we capture the rook that's on e5, say I'm capturing with a check with my queen, we got 5 points, but that's it. We're not getting the second rook. There's no way that we can capture the second rook. And what will my opponent do here? There is a check, and we are attacking their queen. So definitely black doesn't want to leave their queen to be captured. They will definitely trade queens. And when they trade the queens, the king will be in check. Okay, but that's it. We just won, other than trading queens, we just won one rook, the rook that was on e5. So going back, when I captured the rook on e5 with my queen, I got only one rook, 5 points, while when I captured on a8, I got 2 rooks, that's 10 points. Now, is there any difference if I capture with the pawn on e5? Well, not, because here, okay, we capture, we are still attacking the rook on a8, but our opponent is not just going to leave it there. Our capture on e5 was not in a time gaining move. We didn't check our opponent with this capture, so they have their turn to just keep that rook safe. They can just move it away or do a capture with it, or just move it away somewhere safe. And again, when we captured with our pawn, we could just win 5 points. So going back, in all these 3 captures, then best was to capture the rook that's on a8 with a check, and then also be able to capture the second rook that's on e5. Now, let's see the second position. The next position. Here, I want you to take your time and think about the different captures that we have. And after thinking about the different captures that we have, we're going to, again, make a decision of which capture to do next. Okay, so let's see. Here, let's think first, what can white capture in this position? Which piece can be captured in this position with white? Let's see, something is wrong in this position. Let's go back. Yeah, there we go. There was 2 queens showing on the board. Now we see 1. So the different captures here, we can see that there is one capture on the g3 square. There's the bishop on g3 we can capture. Okay, either with the pawn on the h file or the pawn on the f file. That's one capture. And there's another capture that we can do with our pawn. We can capture a pawn, yes, but we can also capture a knight. Now, so between these captures, I'm definitely trying to think which one to capture. Should I capture the more valuable pieces? So let's say I'm thinking just between this knight and this bishop, maybe with this pawn or with this pawn. And let's see. Okay. Let's see in this position. So if I capture the bishop that's on g3, okay, I got 3 points. That's one piece that I won. But again, black is having the turn now. Black is having the move now, and black will be able to move away their knight. So say they moved away their knight. We ended up just winning 3 points here, then the bishop that was on g3. Of course, we can capture another pawn here, but that's just a fair trade. Black can just capture back with any of their pieces here, with a knight, with one of the pawns. So by capturing the bishop that's on g3, we're only getting 3 points. Let's go back to the initial position. And how about here? Let's see. If we start capturing the other knight, what difference is there if I capture the other knight? Is there any difference? Now, if we capture there, again, we got 3 points. And in this position, I'm still attacking 2 of black's pieces. I have the attack on the b7 bishop, and I also have the attack on the g3 bishop. So I already got 3 points, and I'm attacking 2 different bishops on the chessboard, and our opponent cannot save both of the bishops. So probably they're going to save the one that's on b7 and capture our pawn. They got 1 point, but we got our second piece, another 3 points. So basically we got 6 points here because we captured 1 knight and 1 bishop, and our opponent only captured 1 pawn, which was 1 point. So let's go back. Capturing here, it just gave me 1 piece. My opponent could save the other, while capturing the knight allowed me to capture a second piece as well, because when I'm capturing the knight, I have a threat. I have now the bishop attacked, and the second bishop already was attacked on the chessboard. So definitely here, the best capture for white would be, the best choice would be capturing on c6, which will give us more points than just capturing the bishop that's on g3. Let's see another position with the same concept here. In this position, we have the white pieces. Let's see, what are the different choices that we have? We usually call these candidate moves. What are my candidate moves? When I'm thinking in a game, I usually have some candidate moves. The first thing that comes to my mind, for example, is definitely capturing a queen. And then another move that comes to my mind is capturing the queen with a knight. So these are my candidate moves. I need to choose between them. Okay, and now it's time to choose. I need to think which one is going to give me bigger advantage, because okay, capturing the queen is something very good, whether I capture with a bishop or knight, but in this position, I have already lost my queen. So capturing the queen is not something great that will happen to me. I'm just taking back my queen here. And the remaining pieces on the chessboard, they're equal. With white, we just have 1 extra pawn. We have 7 pawns, while our opponent has 6 pawns. The other pieces are all the same. Knight, bishop, 2 rooks, 2 rooks. So here, it's important, if there is a way that I can get more than the queen, it's important that I find that and get a bigger advantage in this position. So let's see, capturing the queen. With the knight, what does it do? Okay, we captured the queen, we got the queen back, and we are attacking 1 pawn. That looks like a good move. It's an acceptable move. And our opponent here can try to defend this pawn, maybe with the bishop, can try to take a pawn, can try to take another pawn that we have. Okay, there are different options that can be played here by black, but it doesn't look like such a great move for us to do with white. Okay, we're capturing with the knight, but no really more dangerous threats that we have in this position. So let's go. How about if we capture with the bishop? That's the first thing that came to my mind, because that capture is with a check. And it looks like it's a bit dangerous for this king, this check, because the king looks like it's surrounded by its own pieces. It doesn't have many moves to do. So this looks like a serious move that I would consider. And in this check, what will black play then? If the king doesn't move, then black needs to block this check with one of its pieces. Now, of course, black should try to block with the smallest piece possible, not to try to avoid losing a lot of points. So probably black is blocking with the knight. Now, here, what can we do here? That knight, we're attacking twice with our knight and with our bishop. We can capture that knight with our knight, and our opponent, okay, if they don't capture, it's already very good for us. We already won 3 points, and that king is under a discovered check. If we move our knight away in the next turn, let's say by a capture, that's going to be with a check, and it's very dangerous, and the king can't really move away from it because our knight won't let the king move away. So what will our opponent do? Probably they will capture back, and they will say that fine, they want to give their rook for a bishop. Here, if we capture, we're going to get 5 points and give the bishop instead. So we're capturing 5, giving up 3. So this is something that black, wants to give up just to remove the pressure from the king. But we can win more than that. We can win more than the exchange. This is called the exchange, when we win a rook, which is called 5 points, and we give a bishop, which is 3 points. So we can do more than winning the exchange. And why is that? What's special in this position is that that rook is pinned right now. And what do we do to pinned pieces? We attack them more. We can attack them more and put pressure on them. And here, we can't put pressure on this rook more with what piece? With the best piece possible, with the smallest piece that we have, with a pawn. And here we're attacking that rook with a pawn. Of course, black can capture, but we can capture back. And there's an absolute pin here. As we said, the rook does not move. It will be illegal to move that rook. And we're putting pressure on that rook. We're going to be able to capture that rook on our next turn. No matter what black plays, we will capture that rook. And instead of winning a rook and giving up a bishop, we will be winning the whole rook, the whole 5 points, without giving up anything. We can capture it with a pawn, we can capture it with a bishop, and keep the pieces that we have. Because there we go, because we're attacking that rook twice. So here, let's say we can capture with a pawn, we can capture with a bishop, and keep the whole 5 points. So here, in this position, then capturing with the bishop is the better option, because it's with a check and it creates some pins and some tactics around the king, and we will be able to not only get our queen back, but also with some tactics win more extra points. Let's see the next position. So in the next position, here it is, we have the white pieces. Again, let's think, what are the options for white here for a capture? Let's take a moment and think, what can white capture here? So we have our rook that can capture, that can do different captures. And this rook, let's see, can capture. The one piece is the knight that this rook can capture, right? And another piece that this rook can capture is the bishop. And both are worth the same, right? So what is it going to matter if I capture the knight? And how is it going to be different if I capture the bishop? Now, there is a big difference between the two captures. It's true, both are worth 3 points. But one of our captures is with a check, which is something very good. It means that we're capturing by gaining time. Here, we have a rook takes bishop. It's with a check. it means that we're gaining time. When we're checking our opponent, we're gaining time because our opponent cannot take this move and use it to save the knight so that we don't win it. Because if there was no check, our opponent could not only save the knight, but also capture with a check and get their piece back. But our advantage with this capture is that it's with a check and we're gaining time. Black can do nothing but get out of this check, which is the only move they have is king to g8. And when they play king to g8, it's our turn again, and we can win the second piece as well. And there we go, we're winning the knight. If we go back and see this position, okay, we could have captured the knight. We're still attacking the bishop, but the difference is this: when we capture the knight, we are getting 3 points, but we're giving the turn to black to do anything they want with that turn. So they will definitely not stay there with their bishop. They're either going to protect the bishop with the rook, or they're just going to move the bishop away, maybe move it away by attacking our rook, and they just lost 1 piece, right? Now, compared to the other line, when we're capturing with a bishop, because it's with a check, we're gaining time, and then we're also capturing another piece. It's like when our move is with a check, it's like we're playing 2 moves. We're playing 1 and 2 without black having the chance to escape or defend their pieces. Let's see the next one. In this next position, we have the black pieces. Again, we need to think what are our candidate moves? What are the different choices that we have here with black to play? What would you play here with black? I see different captures here. 3 different captures to think about seriously. 3 candidate moves I have to think about seriously. One of them is very obvious, right in front of my queen. I want to capture the knight with my queen. That's one. Another one is capturing with my knight that bishop. And another one is capturing the bishop with the pawn. Now, capturing the bishop with the pawn, I will not think about it much, because if I do that, it's going to make my king weaker. So why? There's no really advantage to capturing. It's not like after capturing with a pawn, I'm attacking many pieces, and it's just making my king weak. So I definitely don't want to do this. I don't want to even think anymore about that. So then I'm thinking between this capture giving me 3 points and this capture giving me 3 points with the knight. So which one to capture here? I noticed something else. When I'm capturing with my knight, that's gaining time again, because by this capture, I'm attacking the second most important piece on the chessboard. After the king, I'm capturing the queen. The queen is the second most important piece, the most powerful piece, but after the king is the most important one. The queen is the second most important piece. So here we're attacking the queen and again gaining time. It means that if I capture there, I will have another turn to capture the knight as well with my queen when the white queen moves away. But what's even nicer in this position is that after I capture and attack the queen on h6, we said that if the queen escapes, we can capture the knight as well, right? But does that queen have any safe moves to do? It's surrounded by our pieces. And if it tries to move to the white side of the chessboard, it's still not safe. No safe moves, no safe captures for this queen. We can say that this queen is trapped, and also definitely not moving to our side more. So this queen is trapped. We don't even have to capture that knight here. We can just win the queen on our next turn. No matter what white plays, we're definitely winning their queen. So when we attack a piece from our opponent and it has nowhere to go, and wherever it moves, it's going to be captured, we say that we have trapped that piece. Here, we have trapped the white queen, and we will be able to win it no matter what on the next turn. Okay, so going back here in this position, then the best capture would be capturing the bishop, attacking the queen, and trapping it, and winning the queen as well. So let's go to the next position. Here we have the white pieces. So let's think, what are our candidate moves in this position? What are the moves that I'm choosing from, between which moves? So in this position, let's see, we can capture the knight for sure, because capturing there is going to give us 3 points, while black is going to be capturing 1 point, either with the rook or with the pawn. So that's giving us points. That's a good capture. There's another move that I'm thinking about as well, capturing here. That capture looks like a fair trade. So usually when I ask this question to my students, very fast answer I get. It looks to them like it's very obvious that if this is a fair trade is when I'm giving 3 points, getting 3 points. Okay, if this is a fair trade, while capturing the knight gives me more points, then definitely we're choosing capturing the knight and getting more points. But when we capture the knight, our opponent doesn't have to capture our pawn, right? They don't have to. They can try to do what's best for them. And what's best for them is not to capture our pawn, but to capture our knight, which is hanging here, is not defended by any pieces. So we got 3 points. Our opponent got 3 points. We didn't really win anything. We can capture here, but that's again just a fair trade. So we capture here, our opponent can capture back, and we really didn't win anything. So let's go back. So it's true that capturing here is a fair trade, while here it's giving me more points. But I don't need to hurry and capture there and leave my knight hanging. What I can do is I can do the fair trade so that I don't lose my knight that's on d4. Okay. And after that fair trade, I gave 3 points, I got 3 points. Now I have the chance to get the extra points by capturing on h5. I capture on h5, my opponent is going to capture back for sure with one of their pieces. But what happened there is that I got 3 points while my opponent got just 1 point. And we did win extra points. We did win material, we can say. So let's go back. So what we did with a fair trade is that we saved our knight that was hanging. We didn't allow our opponent to capture it. We didn't lose any points there, and then we were able to get the extra point. And what if, yeah, it's true, here black doesn't have to capture. What if they just move their knight away? But we already won 3 points here. So we can also just move away and live happily with 3 extra points in this position. Okay, so let's see, let's go back. So let's keep this in mind, because this idea of trading to save one of our pieces and then doing a capture that's favorable for us, we're going to be seeing this in different positions. So it's good to keep this idea in mind, that sometimes we can do a fair trade and then do a capture that is favorable for us. Okay, so let's see the next position. In this next position, we have the white pieces. This position is also similar to another position that we already saw. Here, let's think, what are first our candidate moves in this position? We have different captures here. We have the capture of the knight that's on g2. We can also capture another knight that's on c6. Those are 2 captures, and they look the same. It's exactly the same. Both are just knights and a knight and a knight. So why should I choose the one, not the other? What difference is there? So we saw such a position before, that when our capture is with a check, it means we are gaining time with this move. It's like we're going to be able to play 2 moves. So here, I'm definitely capturing the bishop that's on c6 first, because it's going to be with a check. And my opponent is not going to have time to save their knight, because their king is in a check. It's illegal to keep your king in check in chess. in check in chess. So the king is going to have to move away to a safe square, and we will be able to capture our second piece. So we got a knight and we got a second knight. That's 6 points for us. If we go back and we just captured the knight that's on g2, we did get 3 points. It's true, we are still attacking the knight that's on c6. It looks like it's going to be the same if I capture that next, but now it's black's turn. And since black is not in check, they are free to do any move they want. And of course, they're not going to leave their knight there hanging for us to capture it unless, okay, they do a mistake. But we always have to anticipate, we always have to expect that our opponent is going to do the best move for them. And here, not leaving the knight there is the best move for black. They just can put the knight on somewhere safe and on any safe square and save the knight. And we will have won only 3 points for the knight that's on g2. Going back, so definitely capturing with a check is allowing us to do a second capture because we're gaining time. So this is similar to the one that we did with the rook, and we won again 2 pieces because our first capture was with a check. Okay, so let's see the next one. In the next one, here we are. Let's see, what are our candidate moves here in this position? We have the white pieces. Let's think a bit, what should we play with the white pieces? What are the different options that we have here? What are our candidate moves here? So with our rook here, we can do 2 different captures. Our rook is on the 7th rank, which is something great, but our opponent's rook is also on the 7th rank. Okay, so usually having our rook on an open file is something very good. And then taking it to the 7th rank, counting 7 from our side and going to the 7th rank with our rook is something very good, because on the 7th rank, there are many pawns, and when there are also pieces, and if we have other pieces as well, we can create an attack on the king other than attacking just the pawns that are on the 7th rank, the pawns and pieces. And also for black, 7th rank from their side is when they count 7 from their side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they also have a rook on the 7th rank, which is something great. So 7th rank for black is rank number 2 on the chessboard. 7th rank for white is just rank number 7. So we both have that. So here, white has 2 captures on the 7th rank. White has the capture of the f7 pawn, the rook, and also has the capture of the b7 pawn with the rook. So which one to capture? We should keep in mind that when we play our move, our opponent will also have their turn, and our opponent will also want to do a capture, right? So if I just think here, if it's black's turn, black would definitely want to capture the b2 pawn because the f2 pawn is not safe for them. They want to capture the b2 pawn. So if I have these 2 options, capturing on f7 and capturing on b7, then what am I doing here? Which one am I capturing? I'm capturing definitely the one on b7, because by capturing the pawn on b7, not only I got that 1 point, but also I'm keeping an eye on the pawn that black wanted to capture. Here, the black rook won't be able to capture any of our pawns, and we just won 1 extra pawn. And if we want on our next turns, we are still attacking 2 of black pawns, and we still have the option of capturing pawns on our next turn. But what we did right now is very good. We won a pawn, and we didn't allow our opponent to capture a pawn. So definitely here in this position, choosing the pawn that's on b7 was the better option, was the best option. Okay, let's see the next one. In this one, we have the black pieces, and let's think, what are our candidate moves in this position for black? What would you play with the black pieces here? What are the different options that you have? So we can see that there's a hanging piece that we can capture with our rook. The hanging piece is the knight that's on c7. We can capture that with black. That's one. And we just get 3 points, give nothing. And there's another capture here on f3. But that looks like a fair trade, because if I capture the knight on f3, white is just going to capture back and get my bishop. So I'm getting 3 points, getting 3 points. Now here, this is again from those positions where if I show my students as a fast reflex, they answer before they think, they answer that if this is a fair trade, then definitely my capture should be here. I should capture the knight that's on c7. But we're back to the same idea that I told you to keep in mind a while ago, that sometimes fair trades are good, like in this case, because if I do capture this hanging piece with my rook, but white is also threatening to capture my bishop here. So white is also going to get 3 points. I got 3 points, white got 3 points, right? Till now we're equal, right? Okay, I can do now one more capture, get 1 extra pawn in this line, get just 1 point. That's just 1 point. Now let's go back. If we started capturing the knight, we just got 1 extra point only. So what else can we do? How about thinking about the fair trade? Because if we do a fair trade, we are getting rid of this bishop that our opponent is attacking. We get rid of it with a fair trade without losing anything. We get 3 points, we lose 3 points. Then we have the chance to win the hanging piece. All the 3 points just for us without giving anything, right? So in this case, again, it was good to start with a fair trade to save the piece that we have that was being attacked. So we start with a fair trade, and after the fair trade, we can capture the knight that's on c7 and have an extra piece and definitely win this game with 1 extra knight. So again, let's stress on this idea that sometimes starting with a fair trade is okay, and then capturing the hanging piece or the extra piece. So let's see the next position. Let's think here. We have the white pieces in this position. What should we play here with the white pieces? What are our candidate moves? What is black threatening? What should I be careful about to make my decision? So that's called thinking ahead. Okay, when we have options, we need to think, if I choose one of the moves, what can my opponent do? If I choose the other, what can my opponent do? And try to pick the one that is more favorable for us after considering all the threats that my opponent can have. So here, let's see. The different moves that I'm thinking about in this position are, first, capturing the bishop. Definitely, that's going to give me 3 points. That's the first serious move that I'm thinking about. And another capture is just capturing this pawn, taking 1 point. So I'm between capturing a bishop and capturing just 1 point. So logic says that I need to capture the bishop, get 3 points, and that will be good for me, right? It's definitely better than capturing just 1 pawn. But in this position, if we look at this position, we also need to take into consideration what black wants to play. After all, we're not playing alone, right? We're playing against someone who's trying to beat us, right? So he also has some threats and some ideas that they want to use to beat us, to win. And what does black want in this position? Black is threatening to promote their pawn and get a queen. And if they get a queen, they will have more material. So here, for example, if we just capture the bishop that's on f7, and black promotes to a queen, black will have more material. They will have a queen for our rook and definitely very easily win this game. Now, going back, now we know, now we know that in this position, there is a very serious threat that we should take care of, we should be afraid of, right? And try to defend against. So here, even though capturing a bishop is might be an obvious move, which is giving me 3 points, but I need to do something against this promotion. So even though taking the pawn is just 1 point, I'm going to do that because I want to keep an eye on this pawn. I don't want this pawn to promote and get a queen. I'm choosing to capture the pawn that's worth less points. It's worth just 1 point, and stop the black pawn from promoting. And on the next turn, no matter what black does, actually I'm going to capture that pawn, because usually attacking a passed pawn with a rook from behind it is the best way to attack it, because pawns can't go left and right. They cannot move to the left and to the right. So if you attack it from behind, then okay, even if it goes forward or even if it doesn't move, you're going to be able to capture it, right? So here, then let's keep that in mind. We attack pawns, passed pawn especially, or pawns in general, with our rook from behind them. That's the best way to attack them. Okay. So here, then we got 1 point, and in our next turn, no matter what white plays here, they don't even have to move their bishop, because we will have to capture their pawn next. So let's say maybe they played any random move, we will have to capture that pawn. So we won 2 points in this line. We didn't win the 3 points, which was the bishop, because we had to be careful about our opponent's threat as well and try to stop their threat. Okay, so let's try another position here. In this one, we have the black pieces. And what are the different options that we have in the black pieces? With the black pieces, let's think what are our candidate moves here. Let's think a bit. What can black play here? Let's see. Okay, just 1 moment. Okay. So here, capture the queen. I see somebody has written capture the queen, right? And the rook, Giyu has written capture the rook. Okay, so let's see, let's try both. So those are our 2 candidate moves. Capturing the queen is a candidate move, and capturing the rook is another candidate move. Okay, so if we capture the queen, it looks like it's a good option because we are getting 9 points. And if we capture the queen, our opponent is just going to capture back with the rook. So it's just a fair trade, right? We didn't really win anything. But if we go back and we see the other capture, what if we capture the rook? We're getting 5 points. But it looks like it's a bit dangerous if we capture the rook, because what if our opponent captures our queen? But that's okay, because by capturing the rook, our knight will be attacking, will be defending our queen as well. So if our opponent captures our queen, we capture back with the knight. And what happened here? We got the rook first and then captured our queen back, while our opponent just captured our queen. So we got an extra rook in this line. So let's go back. Here, capturing the rook, then white shouldn't capture our queen with their queen, because then they're losing the whole 5 points, the whole rook. So instead, white should just capture the knight that's on e3, and definitely capture it not with the pawn, because then we will be losing the queen again for white. So white should be capturing the pawn with the queen, and they will have lost the exchange. We say they lose the exchange when we win 5 and we give 3 points. Okay, so let's see another position here. So in this position, we have the white pieces. What are the moves that we have? What is the move that we're trying to choose, and considering what our opponent is threatening, trying to think ahead, which is the name of the lesson in this video. So what are the different moves that white can play here? What are our candidate moves to consider? So here, there are 2 captures, right? White can do 2 different captures. White can capture the rook. That's on b5. That's one of my candidate moves. And white can capture the bishop. That's on g6. So which one should we capture? Let's also think about what is the threat that our opponent has, which is something that we should keep an eye on. We should worry about here in this position. What does black want? Here, black can try to check from the back rank and try to checkmate. Okay, so here, if I have a capture on g6 and a capture on b5, which one should I choose if I don't want to be checkmated on the back rank? Which capture will not allow the checkmate? If we capture the bishop, or if we capture the knight, with the knight, the rook. Let's see, if we capture the rook, we get the 5 points. Of course, if our opponent captures back, we're happy, right? We got the exchange, we got more points, but capturing back in chess is not forced. They don't have to capture back. They can do what's better for them. They can check our king, and here we will be in a checkmate. There is no way that we can stop this check, and that's checkmate, and we lose the game. Going back, then we might think that it's going to be exactly the same if we capture the bishop that's on g6. If we capture the bishop, again, the black queen, okay, black doesn't have to capture back. Black queen is going to check. But what does this check do here? It's just a check, because by leaving our knight on c3, not capturing the rook on b5, we're able to use it to block the check. And we block the check with our knight, and we don't get checkmated, and we did win a bishop. And our opponent, okay, can capture just 1 pawn there, and we got more material. So going to the original position here, we can say that we have these 2 captures, but keeping in mind that what is our opponent threat? It is the back rank checkmate. Then definitely I want to do the capture that's on g6, because I want to keep my knight, to defend my king, to block the checkmate. So let's see. Let's try another one. Here in this position, we have the black pieces. What are our candidate moves? What is a move that we should choose? Again, let's look at what does white want to play, and to take that into consideration when we're making our move. So here, let's see. Again, when I show this position to my students, most of the time, I get the answer that here, if we capture this bishop, is going to be the fair trade, right? Well, if we capture the bishop, it's like a whole bishop for free. I'm just getting 3 points, right? But remember, we also said that we have to keep in mind what our opponent is threatening, right? And here, our opponent is threatening to capture our knight here. So if I just capture the bishop, get the 3 points, our opponent is going to capture the knight and get back 3 points. They're just going to be like a fair trade, right? So let's go back. So what if we do this idea that we saw in 2 previous positions from before? We saw that we can get rid of our knight that's hanging, save our knight by doing a fair trade. And this fair trade is a really good one, because when I capture that bishop, it's with a check. It really doesn't give white a chance to do anything much more than just stop the check, let's say, by capturing the knight. So that was a fair trade. I got a bishop, I gave my knight. But that fair trade saved my hanging knight. And now, very comfortably, we can just capture the bishop that's on g7, right? And get 3 extra points. Let's go back and let's see what happens. What happened here? It's true that capturing here is going to give us 3 points, but we have a hanging piece that we have to take care of first, right? So what we do first is trade that with a check, and our opponent definitely capturing back, not leaving us with that extra piece there. And after that capture, we can get an extra piece here and have an extra piece, have extra 3 points in this position. Let's see another position here. One more position to think about. In this position, what has happened is that the last move played here was black. They captured our queen that was on d2. Black captured our queen. So we should do something about that. We should capture that queen back for sure. We're not going to play anything else and play without a queen. So here, we want to capture this queen. That is the question. So our candidate moves are capturing that queen with the 2 different pieces. With which piece should we capture this queen? With my rook or with my knight? What's the difference between the 2? Let's again think, what is the threat that my opponent has? And based on that, make my choice. And here, if we just capture this queen, black's threat is to capture our hanging knight. Black wants to capture the knight that's on h5. So if I know that that's a threat, then I can do the capture that will defend my knight that's on h5. Which capture, capturing with a rook or capturing with a knight, is going to defend my hanging knight? My knight is not going to be hanging anymore. It's not going to be alone anymore. It's going to be defended. If we capture the queen with the knight, of course. You just got here. Hello. So we definitely capturing with the knight, because if we are capturing with the knight, then we are clearing the way for our bishop, and we are defending the knight that's on h5. And here, if our opponent captured there, it's just going to be a fair trade. We're not losing our knight. Now, let's go back. While if we had just captured this queen with our rook, we were going to lose the knight that was on h5. So definitely, let's do the capture that clears the way and allows us to defend our knight that's on h5. Let's see the next position. In the next position here, we have the black pieces. So we're starting with this. So your answer is about the previous question. The queen on d2, attacking the d1 rook. Yes. Here it's white's turn. It's white's turn here. Black just did their move. They captured our queen on d2, and here it is white's turn. White wants to capture that queen back on their turn. So we're just looking into if we should capture with the knight or we should capture with the rook there. And we decided that since black's threatening to capture our knight on h5, it's better that we capture this queen with our knight. and keep an eye and defend the knight that we have on h5. So going back, if we had captured with our rook, we were going to lose this knight here. That's alone. While if we go back and capture with the knight, we're defending our knight. And when black captures it, we're just going to be able to capture back. Okay, that was the idea here. Let's see the next one. In this next one, we have the black pieces. What are the different captures that we have in this position? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. So in this position, we have the black pieces. We're thinking in this lesson, we're thinking about the different options that we have. And we're thinking we're learning about how to make our choices. Okay, so our moves here, our candidate moves here, the ones that we are considering to make are what? What are the different captures that we can do in this position with black? So with black, we can do two different captures here, right? Our candidate moves are just capturing the knight, getting 3 points, capturing the rook, getting 5 points, but then, okay, our opponent is going to capture back. With our bishop. Okay, that's a very, very good reason. That's a very good reason to get the knight, because when we're getting the knight, we're getting three points, while when we're capturing the rook, we're getting 5 points, but also giving up the bishop later, giving up 3 points. So basically, we got 2 extra points. We got the exchange, just 2 points. But there's another good reason why capturing the knight is good. If we capture the rook, our opponent, we said, doesn't have to capture back. It's bad because of what? Okay, other than capturing back, white has another move that they can play, and we will lose this game right away. What can white play if we capture the rook that's on b3? What's another reason other than the pawn capturing us back? What can that knight do? Our king already has no safe moves to do, which means that any safe check is going to checkmate our king. So what can our opponent do here? What can white play if we just take the rook? They can checkmate us, right? They can use the knight to checkmate our king. And that is by playing knight to h6. Yes, that's going to be checkmate. So going back, definitely then, not only it gives me more points. If I capture the knight, I'm going to get 3 whole points, but also it's stopping the checkmate. So it's very good to keep an eye on the threats that our opponent has when we are making our choices. Okay, let's see the next one. In this next position, we have the white pieces. What are the different options that we have in this position? What can we play in this position with white? What are our candidate moves? What are the different captures that we can do here that we should choose from? Again, based on what my opponent can be threatening. So by thinking ahead. So if we had the white pieces, what are the different captures that we can do? So for the ones who are joining this lesson, I want to it's okay. I just want to say that I'm using the chesswithkanari.com website for this lesson, and you can definitely sign up on this website for free and join our group classes and tournaments and even private lessons for free. Okay, so let's see. Let's continue in this position. What are we doing here with white? We can capture this bishop. that's on c8 with my rook that's on a8. And another candidate move I have is to capture that bishop with my rook that's on c1. So basically I can capture the c8 bishop with both of my rooks, and I need to choose which one is good. And it looks like both are the same, but we have to again keep in mind what could be the threat of my opponent. If I'm capturing with the rook that's on c1, I created a weakness here. I left the back rank. That rook on c1 was defending what had a job. Yes, definitely. So the rook on a8 should capture the bishop first, because if we capture with the rook that's on c1, we have left the knight. That c1 rook was defending the knight, was one of the defenders of the knight. Here, black can just capture the knight with a check. So we won a bishop when we captured on c8, and our opponent won a piece as well, 3 points and 3 points. So we didn't really win anything other than here being in a check and in a really not so good position that our opponent can even try to put more pressure on us and try to attack. Now, going back. So if I want to capture then, we're capturing with the a8 rook here, because capturing with the a8 rook keeps an eye on the b1 knight. Okay. Here, of course, my opponent can capture, which is going to make me move away my c1 rook again. But that capture here is going to be with a check. So we are gaining time, and we are going to have enough time to go back and defend that knight, or just move that knight away from b1, because this capture now with the c1 rook is with a check. So let's go back. So here, as we decided, yes, capturing with the a8 rook is best. Let's go to the next one. In this next position, let's see. Here, in this next position, we have the white pieces. Again, let's think about the candidate moves that we have in this position. What are the choices that we need to make? What are the moves that we need to do here? That we can do here and we should choose from. There is surely a capture with the rook. We can capture the bishop that's on e5. There's another capture that we can do on e5 with our queen, because we're attacking that bishop twice. We're attacking it with our queen and with our rook, while it's defended only with the black queen. So we can just capture with any. We can capture with the queen first, we can capture with the rook first. And there's something else that we should keep in mind in this position. Something special in this position that we should notice is the position of our bishop and queen and how they are attacking the black king. Here, if we could get our queen to the g7 square, that would be checkmate. By getting the queen to g7, that would be checkmate. But right now, we cannot just play that move. Why can't we just play queen to g7 checkmate here? But queen takes d5, attacking c1. Okay, we will see that. But why can't we just go and checkmate now? What is stopping us from just checkmating black in this position? It is that bishop, right? It is that bishop that is defending the g7 square. We cannot just do checkmate because of the bishop. So here I have the capture with my rook and I have the capture with my queen. And keeping in mind that I would like to checkmate black, right? So when I do my capture, I don't want to trade queens. I want to keep the queen to keep my threat of checkmate. So here, if I should capture either with my rook or with my queen, I want to definitely capture with my rook, because I want to keep my queen on the chessboard. I want to keep my my threat of checkmate from g7, because here, what will black play? how can black defend against queen g7 checkmate? They can just delay our checkmate, or maybe give up a queen to stop our checkmate. And for example, here capturing is going to delay the checkmate because we need to capture back. We cannot checkmate, the queen will capture, right? But still we have that threat on g7. We have also the threat of capturing that rook, which is also a checkmate. So let's go back, capturing with the rook. And okay, black can stop our checkmate in another way by giving up the queen on f8. Okay, but then we're getting an extra queen for a bishop, and definitely we can win that with an extra queen in this game. So going back, capturing with the queen, I was again getting a bishop, just 3 points, but black is definitely going to trade the queens off the chessboard, and we're not going to have the chance to do the checkmate. We're going to have to play this long game where we're even a pawn down in this position. So I don't want to trade queens. I want to keep on attacking, keep my checkmating threat. That's why I want to capture with my rook. But of course, definitely before I do this capture, I should make sure that there are no any dangers on the back rank, right? So I have played the pawn to h3, which means that this check is not going to be a checkmate. I can just move my king. And there are no threats here because our rook is blocking, and we still want checkmate that cannot be defended. Okay, so going back, then here capturing with a rook is the best option, keeping in mind that back rank weakness, there is no any problem there on the back rank. We can capture with the rook. So let's see the next position. Let's see here. We have the white pieces in this position. What are we playing here with white? What are our different candidate moves in this position? What are the different captures that we can do? You can type in the chat when you have any suggestions of moves here. So we said candidate moves are moves that, let's say, whenever I'm playing, I have different choices to make, some moves that come to mind very fast, let's say. So here, for example, yes, it was defended by the bishop, the g7 square, right? You're talking about the previous position. It was defended by the bishop. That's why we captured the black bishop with our rook to do the checkmate on g7. Yes. Okay. Yes, so definitely here, my candidate moves are these two, capturing the knight with a rook, capturing the knight with a bishop. So let's see, which capture should we do in this position? Should I capture the knight with my rook? Or should I capture it with a bishop? I see king d7. What do you mean? With what to capture on d7? With a rook or the bishop? That's a king, right? So with what are we capturing? On d7, should we capture with the bishop or the rook? Let's see what can our opponent do on the next turn and decide like that. What will happen if we capture with the bishop? What will happen if we capture with the rook? Well, let's try to think about both. If we capture with the rook, we got 3 points. Our opponent can trade. Fine, but we still got 3 extra points. We got that knight that's on d7, right? Okay, so with the rook is a good choice because we're just capturing there. And our opponent, okay, yeah, we are attacking the rook and the pawn, and our opponent probably is going to trade so that we don't keep on capturing other pieces. Our opponent is probably trading here. So we did get an extra knight. That looks like a good move. Okay, but what's the problem that we're capturing with the bishop? What will happen if we capture on d7 with the bishop? Our opponent, yeah, if they trade now, or if our opponent trades now, of course, it's not going to be good for them. Black does not want now to capture our bishop, but Black can play a move that wins back our bishop on the next turn. What can be that move? What can Black play in this position so that they get to capture our bishop back? So here in this position, we said capturing the bishop with the bishop on d7 is not a good idea because our opponent can get that bishop back. If they play what first? So let's see. Here, the defender of the bishop is the rook. That's on e7. Our rook is defending that bishop. If Black can get rid of our rook, then Black is getting rid of the defender of the bishop. Then they can just, on the next move, capture our bishop. How can Black get rid of our rook? How can Black make our rook move away from e7 and leave the bishop alone? This concept is called removing the defender. When there are pieces that are depending on each other, we can try to remove the defender and then capture the piece. So here, Black can just attack our rook with the king, and let's say king f6. Now, Black wants to get 5 points. We just won a knight there. That was worth 3 points. Here, Black wants to capture our rook, which means that it's 5 points. I definitely have to save my rook, right? So I need to move it away so I don't lose it. And Black is taking back the piece back. They're taking the 3 points back. So we didn't really win anything when we captured with the bishop on d7. Yes. Now, let's see. But my question is this. Could Black have done the same idea as in king f6 by playing king to f8? If Black plays king f8, is it the same thing? Do we have to move away with the rook and lose the bishop? Or is it going to be the same? Let's think about that. This was going to be a bit different. If Black attacks the rook from f8, White could save both of the pieces. White could save the rook and also save the bishop by time gaining move. Remember that there are moves that gain time. And the most important way to gain time with a move is to do a check. So here, White can save the rook with a check and then save the bishop. So here, what can be the move to save everything in this position? White could have checked, only move for Black because the rook is defended, only move for Black is to move away. And now White can move away the bishop too, right? Yes. So going back in this position, we could capture the knight with a bishop, but Black was going to attack our rook from f6, and we had to leave that bishop and lose it back. So that's why here capturing with the rook was going to be the best idea. We get the 3 points and we get to keep it. Whether Black trades the rooks or not, we got that knight and we're keeping it and not giving our bishop to Black to capture, for Black to capture. Okay, let's see another position here. Here we have the white pieces. What are the different captures that we have? Let's keep in mind the threats that Black could have after each capture. And let's make a list of our candidate moves and choose what move would be best here for us to play. So what captures are the possible captures here? One capture is that we can capture this knight with our rook. Another capture is when we capture this knight with our queen. So two candidate moves. In both cases, we're winning the knight, getting 3 points, because we're attacking that knight twice, but it's being defended only once. Then we can definitely either capture with the queen or capture with the rook and get away with it. But one of those captures is not going to be good, and our opponent is going to be able to get more points than we got. Okay, if we take with the queen, okay, the queen does capture back, but we just got already 3 points. If the queen captures back, that's a trade of queens, but we already got 3 points. Right, okay. But there is something else that we should think about here. We need to think about here. If we capture with this rook, we should always look for some tactical patterns. Okay, if we capture with the rook, we are placing our rook and queen on the same diagonal. So that is a tactical pattern that our opponent can try to use. For example, if the pieces are on the same diagonal, then we can try to do a skewer or a pin, let's say, on that diagonal, right? So here, what does black play? And okay, we won 3 points for the knight, but we're going to be losing that rook because of this pattern that our pieces are standing on the same diagonal. What can black play and capture that rook for sure on the next turn? Since they're on the same diagonal and those are dark squares, black can use the dark square bishop that they have to play what? Can move the bishop to d6. And now we are pinning the rook to the queen with that bishop, attacking the rook twice. Attacking the rook twice. So here, and we cannot save that rook. We cannot just move the rook away because the queen is behind it. And so no matter what we do, black is going to be able to capture that rook on the next turn, and we're going to lose 5 points. So going back, we did get 3 points by capturing with our rook, but then we're going to lose the whole rook. We're going to lose the whole 5 points if black plays bishop to d6. So here, a better capture is going to be with the queen on e5. We're going to capture with the queen on e5. And this will be better. We did win the 3 points. There is no pin here or any skewer or something. There is still a problem with this move that we're going to have. Sorry, let's go back. So there's still a problem with this move that we're going to have, is that again, the queen and the bishop are making a battery here on this diagonal, on the b8 h2 diagonal, which means that, okay, we do have to move away our queen. And when we just move away our queen to any safe square, we are still losing something, because the bishop and queen are going to be able to defend each other and capture here on h2 with a check, but we're just losing 1 point. We won a knight, we're losing 1 point. It's true that this is an important pawn that defends our king, but black doesn't really have so many pieces that can attack our king, so it's going to be fine. If there were more pieces on the chessboard, of course we should worry about this, but here it's okay. We have extra material. We can defend this king with the pieces that we have. So going back, it would be much worse if we capture with the rook, because we're losing the whole rook, and losing the we will be playing with just 1 piece less in this position. Okay, let's see another one. Here we have the black pieces. Let's see one more position. In this position, again, we have different candidate moves here. We are attacking this knight with 3 pieces. Our opponent is defending it with 2 pieces. So I know that I can win this knight, but because I'm attacking it more, times than it's being defended. But the question is, with what to capture that knight if I want to keep my extra piece? Should I capture with the knight? Should I capture with the rook? Or should I capture with the queen in this position? With what to capture on d6? Which one, when we play, which capture when we do, we will be able to keep this extra knight that we are capturing. And in other cases, we won't be able to keep the extra piece. Okay, sure. So here, let's see. It looks like it would be a good idea if we capture the knight with our rook, right? That looks like a good idea because we're capturing a knight, plus we're attacking the white queen. Well, let's think about it. Is that going to be a good idea here? If we capture with a rook, we did get 3 points. We are attacking the white queen. But what can white play here and get back the piece that they lost? White can get back the piece that they lost here. How? With a tactic, right? Let's see. Let's remember this tactic again. The removing the defender. Here, the defenders of the rook are the queen and the knight. There is a move that gets rid of both defenders, the knight and the queen, and the rook will be left alone. What's that move? By capturing the knight with a check. White is getting rid of the knight, which is one of the defenders of the rook. That's one. And there's a check. And that rook is also attacking the queen, which means that here the queen is going to have to capture back so that black doesn't lose the queen. And so now the queen is also not defending that rook. Now this rook is hanging and has no defenders. The white queen can just capture that rook and equalize. If we go back, we were supposed to win this knight. We were supposed to get an extra knight in this position, but by capturing with the rook, we really didn't do that. It was just equal. Our opponent could just get their piece back. So let's go back. So capturing with the rook was not such a good idea. Now, how about if we capture with our queen? What will happen there? Let's think about this position. Are we winning an extra piece here or not? In this position, there is a way that our opponent can not only take the piece back, but even be in a better position. What is that move? white can capture the knight now. Again, with the concept of removing a defender, the defenders of the black queen are the rook and the knight. So here, white can capture the knight with a check. And one of the defenders of the queen is gone. And if black is capturing with a rook, both the defenders of the queen are gone and we're just losing our queen. So definitely black is not capturing back with a rook. We're just moving away the king, which means that we won the knight. We gave the knight back. And not only we gave the knight back, but also we're in a position that that we can get checkmated here, because the queen can check from the G file, and then the other rook can checkmate from the H file. So let's go back, which means that here in this position, we can just capture the knight that's on D6 with the knight and keep the extra piece that we have, not get checkmated, and just have an extra piece. So let's see. So in this position, then capturing with the knight was the best option. And we keep the piece with that. With the other options, we were either giving the piece back or we were even losing more material. So let's go. Let's see another position here. We have the black pieces. And with the black pieces, we are going to, again, make a choice. What are our candidate moves? And which move are we going to choose here? Which capture are we going to do here? Of course, again, keeping in mind the threats that our opponent can have. So, what are the different options that we have in this position? We have a capture that's with the queen. We can capture the bishop that's on D4. There is another capture that we can do with the bishop on the D4 square. So, which capture should we do here? Or is there a difference in this position or not? Which capture is going to have us win a piece, and which capture is not going to win anything? So let's try both captures. If we capture with the bishop, it looks like a good move. We just got a bishop. Our back rank is safe. Right? There's no problem in the back rank for different reasons, because let's say after a check, our bishop can capture, our rook can block. We really don't need to worry about the back rank here. And let's say maybe our opponent can capture the bishop to try to move to the back rank. But again, it's not going to work, because capturing back with the queen, we're still keeping an eye on the H8 square, and we still can block with our rook the back rank. So going back, capturing with a bishop looks like a very good option. But then what's the problem with capturing with the queen? What can happen if we capture with the queen on D4? But we can give back the piece that we just won if we capture with our queen. How can we give back the piece and end up winning nothing? Here, if white captures our queen, of course, we don't capture with a rook, because then there will be checkmate. But that's just going to be a trade of queens. We have an extra bishop. There's no checkmate again. We just left that square, so we can just go back. So that's going to be fine. But if we capture with the queen, white won't trade queens, but white is going to get their piece back by capturing the bishop that's on h8 with a check. And here, what will we play? We should capture that rook back. If we don't capture the rook back, if we block with our rook, it's not going to be good because we're losing much more in this position. We can even get checkmated here. If black just captures on d8, we can just get checkmated because it's forced to capture and we're going to capture back. So going back, capturing with the queen, we said, is not such a good idea because when white captures, we should capture back, which means that white can capture our rook on d7 back, and we're in a position where we didn't really win anything in this case with black. We're actually playing an endgame with we're playing a game with a pawn down. White has an extra pawn in this position. So here, hello, Mr. Paris. So in this position, going back, if we are going to make a choice between capturing here with our bishop or capturing with our queen, we're definitely capturing with the bishop to keep our extra piece and to have a winning position. So let's see the next position. So here in this one, we have the black pieces. We should choose here a move. Which capture should we do here with the black pieces? What are our candidate moves and which one should we do here? Let's see. So our candidate moves are what? Capturing the b5 pawn, right? With the different pieces that we have. We can capture it with our rook. We can capture it with our knight. So which capture is going to be good for us with the black pieces? Okay, so let's see, rook takes b5. What's the problem if we capture with the knight? It looks like we're getting the pawn, checking our opponent. What's the problem with capturing with the knight? Why not with the knight? Here, when we capture with the knight, our knight will be pinned. All right, so our opponent can move away the king, put pressure on the knight, and we will be losing material here if our opponent just attacks our knight. We don't have a second piece that can defend this knight. We cannot move the knight away because it's pinned, and we will lose our rook if we move the knight away. So definitely, let's go back. We're not capturing with the knight, we're capturing with the rook. But capturing with the rook looks like we're losing our knight here. Yes, okay. And if we capture with the rook, it looks like we're losing the knight, but we're not losing the knight because we're also attacking the white knight, right? And if white captures our rook, we will be able to capture with our knight back. And we have 2 extra pawns in this endgame, which is very good. And so here also we will have 2 extra pawns in this rook endgame. Yeah, so definitely going back, the best capture here is not to put our own knight in a pin and lose it, but to capture with the rook and have 2 extra pawns in this position. So let's see in this position, we have the white pieces. Again, we have different options here with white, and we need to choose which capture to do here with white. We are in a check, so our options are really limited. So black is checking our king with a queen. So we need to capture this queen. We can't really look at other options in this position because there is a check. So we're either capturing with a pawn or capturing with a bishop. Which one would be better for white in this position? After which capture, we will be able to win more material. Should we capture on b3 with a pawn or with a bishop? Let's see. There are some threats that we have in this position, so we need to try to work on them, right? So we have the attack that's on the attack that's on the diagonal of our bishop here. We're attacking the rook, and behind the rook there's the bishop. So, okay, the suggestion is here to capture with a pawn would be best. Let's see. If we capture with a pawn, what will happen? We are attacking the black rook, and behind the rook there's the bishop. That's a skewer. So the rook must move away and defend the bishop. That would be the only move for black. Here, okay, capturing is just going to be trade, but there's a better move here than just capture. How do we win more material in this position? More than just a trade. We can capture here on e5, right? And then we are putting pressure on the pinned piece. That's a bishop. We already won a pawn. We have the chance to win another more pieces even here. Let's say a simple trade, even if black, let's say, just moves away the king and tries to defend the bishop. We can just simply trade the bishops and capture another pawn that's on f5. Right, so let's go back. Definitely capturing here was good for us because we were able to continue, put more pressure on our opponent and pin. But what was going to happen? Why not? Wouldn't it be the same if we had captured with the bishop on b3? Wouldn't we still have the same threats? Let's say we have here this skewer, the rook must defend the bishop, we capture the pawn. Isn't it the same? It's not the same because here black can play a move and defend everything and lose nothing. What can black play here to defend his position and not lose material like before when we were capturing with a pawn? How can black defend everything here? Now, instead of going back and let's say just defending, yeah, the black rook can just move to b5 and pin our bishop, and put pressure on our bishop. At the same time, we can't, okay, because our bishop is the pin, that's an absolute pin because the king is behind it. We cannot capture the black bishop. We cannot capture on e5 anymore because the rook is still defending. Okay, here even black is putting pressure on our pinned piece, and we should be the ones defending this position. And okay, this is better for black. So definitely when we go back, then our choice should be capturing with a pawn because it keeps all the threats that we have and puts pressure on our opponent and wins material. Let's see the next position. Here we have the white pieces. Again, there are different captures here that we should choose from. Again, we should always try to think ahead before we make our choice. We should see which capture is good for us, what can our opponent do after each capture, and then make our choice. So what are our candidate moves here? What are moves that I should consider to play this or to play that? What are the different options that we have here? So we can capture the bishop that's on c5. But we have two different options of capturing on c5. We can capture it with a bishop, and we can capture it with the queen. So let's think after each move, what can our opponent play? Which one is going to have us win more material? And make a choice. I see that capturing with a bishop would look like a really good move if we capture the bishop with our bishop, because at the same time we're attacking the queen with two different pieces. Our bishop is defended with our queen. But is it that simple in this position? Is it that good to capture with a bishop on c5? What will happen if we do this obvious capture? What will black play? It looks like we won 3 points. We won a piece, a bishop, and attacking the queen with two different pieces. Our rook is defended. Our bishop is defended. What can black play here? And be okay in this position. Yes, definitely. Black here can capture the pawn that's on b2 with the queen, attacking the knight and the rook at the same time. The rook is going to be capturing with a checkmate, right? We won a bishop, our opponent won a pawn, but they're going to continue and capture another piece here, at least, let's say, the knight. If we move away our rook, they're going to be able to capture the knight. So going back here, then definitely capturing with a queen is not going to be the move that's going to win material for us, but capturing with the queen is going to be the best option here. By capturing with the queen, now If we got the extra piece, if our opponent trades queen, it's fine. If our opponent captures on b2 now, it's not going to be so good for black. Why not? Here, why is it different here? What can we play with the white pieces here? And it's not going to be so good for black. First of all, it's not like before, because a while ago, our knight and our rook were hanging, right? Our opponent could capture the knight and the rook. But here, our knight is defended, right? So we don't have a problem there. So we can just save our rook by just moving it away, right? Hello, Pranjal. You're here too. So here, yeah, we can, okay, if there's nothing else, we can just simply save our rook because we don't have, let's say our knight is not hanging, so we can just save the rook and it will be fine. We will have an extra piece here that we have won. Okay, so let's see another position. Here, in this one, we have the black pieces here. Again, we're trying to find the best capture for black here. What are our candidate moves? What are moves that we should take into consideration? And which move should we choose with black here? So always trying to think ahead. Yes, Pranjal, it was rook b1. Yes, hello. So here, thinking ahead, taking into consideration threats that white can have. Let's first decide what are the different captures that we have. Yeah, Pranjal is saying Pranjal is saying there's bishop captures on c4. Our other option would have been queen captures on c4, right? So Pranjal wants to capture with the bishop. So what's the problem if we had captured with the queen? What could white play? Because of bishop to b3, right? Yes. So here, white plays bishop b3. It's important to notice such things in the position. For example, that here we have our queen and king on the same diagonal, and we're going to be losing our queen with this pin if we capture with the queen. Now let's go back. So we can capture with the bishop, then we're avoiding bishop b3. But will it be the same if our opponent captures the bishop first and then plays bishop to b3? Is it the same? Is white saving their piece by doing this? If we capture with a bishop, is this saving white? What can black play and stay material up? Yes, yes. So let's see. After capturing the bishop, with the queen. So let's go back. So you're here, here, here. You want to play something else for black here? Or it's black's turn here. So if we capture and white plays bishop to b3, we can still have more material in this position. How? But let's see, where do you want to make a different move? But okay, let's see this one first, and then we see where you want to make a different move. So here, yeah, queen takes b3, right? But I guess this is what you mean, right? Here, queen takes b3. Right, we will be getting an extra piece. We are giving our queen for a bishop. And we do have an extra piece in this position, right? Yes, I think that's what you meant, Pranjal, right? That we can just capture on b3 with our queen. Yes? Okay. Let's see. The next position. In this next position here, we have the black pieces. With the black pieces, again, we need to decide what is the best. Yeah, okay, good. So we need to decide what's the best capture for black here in this position. So we have different moves to consider, to take into consideration, different captures with the knight, with the queen. But which one is going to have us win material? So let's always try to think ahead before we do our move. Take into consideration what our opponent can also be playing, the threats that they can have. What would you capture with black here if you had the black pieces? So everyone joining us today in this lesson, I want to say that we are using the chesswithkanari.com website for this lesson. And in this website, we have many ways that you can improve your chess skills here, right? And we have tournaments and webinars and classes and all for free on this website. So I see knight takes e1, knight takes e1. So Pranjal and Jason want to play knight takes e1. Okay, so knight takes e1 looks like it's the good move, right? Because we're capturing a rook, that's 5 points if our opponent just captures back. Okay, we got the exchange. It's even worse if they trade queens first and then capture. That's even worse because we get to capture that bishop too. Yes, I think there is a lag. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back. So yes, we were saying that here we can even get that bishop, right? Because we can just pin that bishop and win it. And if we go back, okay, why not capture here? Capture a queen with a knight. That would be the first thing maybe that we could think of, the first option to consider. So we just got a queen. Yes, it just white just captures with the bishop, and they're pinning our queen to the king. And here, okay, we're going to get the bishop for our queen, and we ended up winning nothing in this line, even though we started by capturing a queen with our knight, but we ended up winning nothing at the end, right? And also, what if I just trade queens first and then capture that rook? Was that gonna be fine? Yes, it is equal trade. Yes. Yes. So, and what if we had traded queens first and then get that rook? It's again not gonna work, right? Because our opponent can just simply capture with a check, right? And okay, that's with an intermediate move, right? If we capture the bishop, they're just capturing back. If we move away with the king, they can just move away with the rook. We're not really winning anything here. So definitely just simply capturing the knight in this position is going to give us material advantage. Okay, so let's see another position. Let's see here in this position. So which capture is going to give us the advantage in this position? So D takes C6. Okay, so yeah, the different H takes G3, Jason. Okay. Let's see, the different captures that we have here are, yes, capturing on G3 and capturing on C6, right? And here, let's see, we have both options here as suggestions from our friends. So if we capture the bishop that's on G3, okay, we're getting just one piece, the bishop, right? Our opponent is going to just move the knight away, right? So we just ended up, okay, just to anywhere state, we just ended up winning one piece, right? That's 3 points. While if we go back, what if we consider what Pranjal said? What if we capture on C6 first? And here, why is this better? We already got one piece, right? And we are attacking two more pieces in this position, right? We are attacking now the bishop that's on b7 and the bishop that's on g3 at the same time. It means that we're going to be capturing a second piece as well. Here, probably black is going to capture the pawn on c6. Yes. And now we will be able to capture a second piece. So we got like 5 extra points because we got 2 pieces but gave 1 pawn, and that's 6 for 1. So we got more when we captured the piece that's on c6. Okay, so let's see, we can think about the next position as well, and after this position we can move to something else. You can go to my website, to this website that I'm using, to chesswithknarik.com, and we can play some fast games and commenting on those games on this website. So just sign up and log in and just challenge me to games here on my website on chesswithknarik.com. We can play fast games here. Let's see. So, but let's see one more position here. What are the options that we have here for white? And what is a move that we will be playing here? Which capture should we choose? So if you want, you can just log in to my website, to chesswithknarek.com. You can sign up very fast if you're not a member, and just challenge me to games, or I can just challenge you after this position. Okay, and we can play fast games with different opponents. So Pranjal decided what he wants to play. Okay. So we have knight takes the queen, and we have bishop takes the queen, right? So we're definitely capturing the queen because we've just lost our queen. So knight takes queen is just going to be taking a queen. Okay, we're attacking one pawn, but black is also attacking different pawns that we have. It doesn't look like capturing the queen with the knight is giving us much, right? Pranjal decided to capture with a bishop. Now, this looks, okay, not just because it's a check, but because it's a check where our opponent king is surrounded by its own pieces and doesn't have many moves to do here. So in this position, black should stop the check by blocking with the knight. Okay, and let's see, how do we continue to win the most material possible? So on this website, we also have simultaneous exhibitions or some tournaments. Yesterday, the coach Nemanja, who's now online, had a simultaneous match. He played with everyone who's online at the same time. So here, yes, knight takes d7. With knight takes d7, here, okay, we already got one piece. We are threatening. Here, there's a discovered check, right? If we just move our knight away. Okay, let's see. And if, let's say, black captures here, what's the best way to continue here? Yeah, followed by pawn to c6. It's true that we can just capture that rook, right? We can just capture this rook and win the exchange. But of course, pushing the pawn to c6 is going to win more material. We're just going to get the whole rook. We're just going to get the whole rook on our next turn, right? Yeah. And okay, the whole 5 points, not just the exchange. Okay, so let's see, maybe let's play now some games. So anyone who is here can just log in to the website chesswithknarek.com. If you don't have an account there, you can just sign up now and join, and we can play games here. Maybe I can send you a challenge to play. So here, let's see, let's start with Pranjal. Do you want to play, Pranjal? Here, let's play a three-minute game. Would you? Okay. Okay, Jason, if you want to play, you can just join our website and play. That's chesswithknarek.com. Okay, so that's the Let's see. I'm gonna take the extra pawn. Do you have a plan? I don't know. Let's see. I hope you don't have a plan. Let's see. Okay. Should find a way to get my bishop out. Maybe let's keep the center. I should be faster. Let's go. Okay. Here. Okay. Here. That was a blunder. Okay. Maybe you could capture on b6, but I don't know. you could. Yes. Mm. 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 Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Good game. Good game. Very good game. Let's see. Who's here? Very good game, Raja. So, who's here? Pin Pawn, I want to challenge you too. So maybe later we play again, Pranjal. Okay. 1,500. Mm. So this is the Caracal, some tricky line in the Caracal. Mm. I don't want to give my bishop. Hello, Daphne. Hmm. Hmm. I was thinking maybe you can play knight to c4, maybe attacking my pawn too. Okay, I was gonna have to give up my bishop, but here. Okay, so let's take here. Okay. We'll have to depend or not. Okay, that was a very good game. Let's see. So Daphne, I think, wanted to play also here. Oh, is already playing. I don't know if Ralph want to play. Let's see. So anyone watching who wants to also play with us can join the chesswithknowit.com website, can just log in and play with us. I still need to see what to do with my bishop. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna play rook to d8. He slipped. Daphne, wait. If you want to play the next game, just wait. I will challenge you next. I wanted to have my rook on d8, but it slipped to c8, so it's okay. World champion is watching us. Oh. Let's see. Okay, maybe now let's play. No, now maybe let's take here. Let's take on the e4. We'll trade queens. Okay, let's trade. You don't have much time, Ralph. Want to check me, but you cannot check me. Take and defend. You're gonna lose on time. Okay, let's see. Daphne, do you want to play now? Or maybe the world champion wants to play next. So, but first, Daphne, where are you, Daphne? Okay, go. Daphne, it's your turn. Did Pranjal leave? No, he didn't leave, Pranjal. I thought you won and you left. Daphne, this is a blitz game. We have to play faster. Wow. GTL has sunglasses. I want sunglasses. I want to have sunglasses on my avatar on GTL. So anyone joining the YouTube channel can just join us on chesswithclaric.com. You can just create a fast account and play with us on this website. And also join our webinars. Let's say tomorrow, if you check the schedule here at the top, tomorrow there's a webinar. It's a free group webinar with International Master Nemanja. He's from Serbia. Sunday, there is one with me. Let's see, I want to challenge the world champion. Somebody challenged me, pinned pawn. Okay, just let me see if the world champion will play with me. Yes. Okay, I want to see to play. I want to say that I have played with the world champion. Their rating 1,300. That's good on this website. When you join the website, you get to solve some puzzles, and then they give you a rating based on the performance that you do. So 1,300 is good for someone who has just joined. So yeah, I was saying that there are free group webinars that you can join. And in these webinars, we study half of the time some different topics on different days. And the second half of the webinar, usually we do online tournaments. We do tournaments and with everyone who is present. So you can check the schedule that there is one tomorrow and with International Master Nemanja, and there's one with me on Sunday. And you can add these webinars to your calendar and get notification before, so that you don't forget that there are webinars and you join us, all for free. You can also have private lessons on this website once a week if you have a free account. If you have the premium account, you can have more than one private lesson per week. Okay, now I need to think about my position. Let's see. I should have played pawn to h6, I guess, but it's okay. We have to play this. Let's take the square that the knight left. Let's try to trade that bishop. Go away. Yeah, I thought so. So I'm going to take with my rook. Yeah, I took with my rook for this reason. I wanted to attack the e pawn twice. Yes, okay. Yeah. Let's try to keep attacking that queen, because the queen is defending the knight. If we get rid of the queen, then we can get the knight. But white resigned. Okay, so what we can do next is this. I will challenge, let's see, Daphne, and also Daphne, but to a rapid game, and also someone else at the same time. So I challenge Daphne. Let's see, who else can I challenge who's here at the same time? Daphne accepted. You can play Daphne. Let's see, there's someone else that I challenged now. Let's see if they're gonna accept, and then we can challenge more as we go. And I know that pinned pawn had attacked me. It had attacked had challenged me. So we can play with him next. So, okay. He played. Oh, in both games, I'm playing with two players at the same time. And both I have black. Not fair. Daphne. See if there's someone else who can join us. World champion. We can attack. Oh, we can. I don't know why I'm saying attack. We can challenge world champion too. Here. Okay. I'll be happy to take a bishop for my knights anytime. The rating 900. Yeah. There is one Blitz, someone with the name Blitz I can challenge. I challenged. Let's see. This game is with who? With Daphne. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna have to give up my bishop. Didn't want to give up my bishop. It was a good move. Okay, Daphne, whenever we're moving any pawns, always check if the pawn that you just moved was defending a piece and now is leaving it, right? So always look carefully. What are you leaving with this pawn move? Okay. So put it back, right? Yes. Okay. So I thought that maybe here nimble Narwhal could have captured my bishop. I was going to be very sad if you captured my bishop. I wanted to keep it. I'm happy you didn't capture, but I see why you want to keep it. Okay. Okay, let's play here. Lovely, great. Great. Let's play here. So let's castle. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's put this knight in the middle of the chessboard. Daphne. Now you played b3 after defending your knight. Good idea. Okay. Let's push. My piece is out. Okay. Okay. So, oh, hey, she's why. Okay. Yeah. And you can join the website that I'm using, chesswithclary.com, and we can play on this website with me and others who are online now. We can even make a tournament and play in a tournament, all of us, but because I see we're many, but see, Daphne, your game. Where is your game? Huh? Okay, let's attack this knight. Oh, oh. I forgot that I have not castled. I have to come back. Because usually by now I would have castled long time ago. So here, I didn't see what happened, really. What happened? Nothing. Daphne, what did Daphne play? Okay. Okay. Yeah, disadvantages of castling late. Usually by this time I would have castled always. I castle very early. And I tell all my students to castle early, but here I forgot. Let's see, where's Daphne? Okay, you played. Okay. Let's see. Maybe here. What is Daphne doing here? Attacking me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's been a while. You're attacking my pawn. So let's defend that. And trade the rooks. Did Daphne play? No. Okay. I see what you're doing. So let's capture here. So there are no forks on c7. And then we can try to attack these pawns that they became a bit weak, maybe. Daphne, move away. Okay. I take. Okay. Okay. So let's attack it the second time. Oh, what did you play now? Okay. Attack me, but I'm attacking your pawn twice. I'll be able to capture number So anyone joining the stream can join us on chesswithclaric.com, where we are all playing. You can just sign up if you don't have an account, or just log in if you have an account. Let's see. So where is Daphne? Where's Daphne? I didn't have much time with Daphne. I want to be a bit tricky. I'll play this. Be careful, Daphne. Okay, so here maybe I can try to threaten checkmate. Maybe play bishop to h3. And I want late. If you take my rook, I will checkmate. Yeah. Yes. Okay, Daphne. Take back. Yes. Okay. Okay. So now let's try to attack everything. How about Daphne? So I want to pin this knight. I want the knight. Okay. I'm trying to be tricky, Daphne. You moved already here. So should I take your pawn or not? Should I try to checkmate? Take the pawn, take the pawn. Oh, Daphne defended. So anyone joining our live stream can also join the chesswithclaric.com website and challenge me there to a game. Yeah, there's someone, a third person who just joined, who is playing with me. Okay, how much time do I have for that? 11 minutes. Okay, I had challenged him a while ago. Here, my turn. What did you play? Okay, you played here. You want to take my pawn. So let me take here. When you take my pawn, I take your pawn. Daphne is trying to make me lose on time. Daphne. Let's see. Who's the other person? What's the rating? 700. It's okay. Okay, can manage. My turn. Okay, here. Is there a way that I can see when it's my turn? Yeah, I think when my time is moving. Yeah, so Daphne. Okay, now I understand. Here. Yeah. Oh, Daphne played. But that one gives a piece, right? Because I'm attacking the queen twice with my rook and my queen. Here, played. Daphne. Humble. Daphne. Let's see. If I attack this knight, how are you going to defend it? I don't think it has any safe moves to do. I think it's trapped. The knight on b8. Yes, it is. Daphne, what did you play? Oh, you left the queen. Oh, you played here. Oh, it's my turn. You want to capture my bishop too when I capture your knight? Fine. I will promote my pawns next. Stop me. Okay, what did you play? Take. Yeah, I'll just push. I'll just push all my pawns. Oh, Daphne. So yeah. So I think this opening I didn't play well here in this opening. I played the Najdorf, but in a way that I don't usually play like this, but okay, I think we can manage this position. Daphne, I don't have much time. What did you play? Okay, I wanna trap it here. What did you play? Let's send both pawns. I played take here, blitz, bunny, castle. Okay, check. Number. One more time. So let's go or not go. Let's go. So Blitz Bunny. You have to take this game seriously. Oh, what happened here? White resigned. Why? Why did White resign there? Oh, that was very close, Daphne. Okay. So I will say bye to everyone. And oh, somebody's challenging me, the world champion again. Let's play one more game. Is there someone else who would like to play? Daphne, would you like to play again? Five-minute game. I have to be fast. Okay, but this opening I know very well. It's the bishop's opening, and it's gonna be easy for me to play it. I can play it with my eyes closed. I am playing on my website. If you want to join, chesswithknarik.com and challenge me to a game. Okay, it's my turn. What did I didn't even see. So take and take and move the queen. We can use the d file like this, and the e pawn is well defended. I want to play knight to f5 also. I think this position is okay for white. Maybe they play. So anyone joining the stream can also join chesswithknarik.com. to play with us online, you can just sign up for a free account and just join us to play and also to our classes. Okay. Okay. Because I want to use my queen. Play my queen to f3 and use it in the attack. Or maybe play knight g4 and again take my queen to the attack as well. Okay. So let's play here. I'm not sure what to do with my dark square bishop. I don't want to trade, but at the same time, I cannot leave it not develop like this. Maybe we can attack that knight. I want to trade queens. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. I thought that you're gonna want to trade queens. I don't want to trade queens. I also didn't want to trade my I should have captured with my rook. Would should have captured with my rook. So no, take back, no. You if you take back, then I will lose my pawn. I don't want to lose my pawn. You cannot ask for a take back to win your opponent. You ask for a take back to, if there's a slip maybe, or you blunder, but not to beat your opponent. Oh, it's too complicated. Take here. Yeah, I didn't see that. Okay. Okay. Was not so good, but it's okay. Something. Okay. You are Amir. What do you mean? Oh, it became to that. Now I understand. That's my FIDE rating. So maybe the admin fixed my rating to my FIDE rating. Don't take the knight on f6. Okay, I won't take. I want to take. I don't want to take. What to play here? Let's check and try to attack from the back those pawns. A rook trade. No, I don't want to trade rook. Okay, I think till here black was doing better, but here, if I take on h6, oh, there's no time. I see what you're doing. See, oh, I shouldn't have taken, but I'll manage. Watch. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining today. You're all welcome to join my website, chesswithkanari.com. And if you can check on the website, the schedule, you can see all the classes that we have already scheduled, and all are for free. You can see that tomorrow there's a class with a webinar with International Master Nemanja. He has 2,400 rating, FIDE rating. And on Sunday, there is one with me. And you can also book a private lesson every week for free on this website if you just create a free sign up with a free account. If you create an upgraded account, then you can have even more private lessons per week and some more advantages on the website. So I will say bye to you for today and see you another time. Bye.